Okay, so here we are. As we talked about, we were going to compare your swing to a pro on tour. And from having looked at this, Bob Tway is perhaps a little bit taller than you, but you can see fairly similar. And what I wanted to do was to demonstrate his swing for you. And we're going to see a couple of things that are going to prioritize for us, I think, what we want to work on. Okay. We're always surprised by what we see when we see our swing on video, but I think it can be a very helpful tool. Yeah. So we're going to put this to use. It's, since you're as advanced as you are now in your swing and in your golf game, this is going to be, I think, a good aid. So this is in high definition. Yours is not. Yeah. So this is going to go a little faster, but we're going to let them run and take a look, and then we're going to come back and stop in certain positions. Okay. So let's go over here and take a look. Take a good look at old Bob. Okay. And what I want you to watch is, you see we have his waist pretty well defined, yeah, as yours, and a circle around his head to watch what's going on there. Yeah. And then we've kind of drawn a line from his waist to the back of his cap there, from the back of his head, just like we did yours. Sure. Okay. So what we want to watch is what's going on with that spine angle and with his head, and we'll watch it, in the full swing, and then we can start to step through it and see what's going on at certain points in the swing. Yeah. And after we look at that a little bit, then we're going to look at club position when the club gets to the backswing, how the club itself is aimed. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch old Bob here. Just keep an eye on the spine angle of his head in relation to the circle. Head doesn't move at all. To right where it's coming up. Yeah. Watch it again. Point out something else. Now look at his club shaft in relation to his shoulder. See how his hands are almost still a bit below his shoulder, as opposed to being in between his shoulder and his head?
Do that, point it out?
Yeah. This time we'll go here.
Below the shoulder?
See right there? In relation to his shoulder, see where his arm and hand are just a little bit below his shoulder? Relatively flat swing compared to his spine angle. Yeah. Okay, they're almost perpendicular. Okay? Alright, so there's a couple things about Bob, and let's go back while we have Bob in this position. Let's go back a minute. Let's look at what he's got going on. Kind of right about there. Let me know when that looks like it's flat to you. Yeah. Is that pretty good? Yeah. All right, now let's go over here and we're going to run your swing. And we'll do this a couple times again too. Watch your head in relation to the circle as compared to Bob. See how it comes up right there? Yeah. It stays up.
My shoulder comes up too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all connected. We kind of can't move one without the other. Now, let's slow down a little bit. priorities, I think, may be to try to maintain that spine angle, which is very fundamental to the golf swing, by working to not raise up, okay? So I think that's one priority, because as that movement is going on, I think that can add to inconsistency.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about your swing is when you come up, that headlight almost never comes back down, and it almost makes you wonder, how does the club get back to the ball, you know, if you're that more upright.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't I tell you my swing was high?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I changed it.
Okay. Now what we're gonna do is let's slow
That
down.
was a bad swing. I could tell I shook my head.
Well, I went through all the swings that we did,
Yeah.
and these particular fundamentals are all the same.
Okay.
Maybe one you might have made a little better ball contact than the other or something, but.
But I did change. I went back. I went to the other one. Remember I was telling you the flatter swing?
You were looking to work on that yet?
Yeah, I did it. I played it that way.
Okay. Now let's go here. So there your head's still kind of in there, but as you raise your arms, okay, rather than turning more, you're raising everything up, which is a common thing that people do. They feel like that's turning, and it's really just lifting.
Okay. Yeah.
So, not uncommon. Trying to get a big old wind up there, okay? Now, if you had started at that spine angle
Yeah.
and stayed on that spine angle, it's not bad. Okay,
Yeah.
but it's just from where you start to where you went is the difference, okay? And let's try to get to where your left arm is in a similar position as Bob's. Tell me when you think the arm is in a similar position. With you going so upright here rather than more around your body, flatter, it's a little bit hard to exactly duplicate, but
Yeah. Yeah. The club's now behind the shoulder.
yeah, so see where that is. So let's go about here. No, even that's good. There, okay. So if you look at, stay here. Okay. It's more there. Okay. But if you look at what happens after that, so it stays on a very, very upright plane. Yeah. So you've got, in some of the other swings, that was actually, it was even more vertical.
Really?
Yeah, but you can see that with old Bob's over here, it's more on the target line. Yours is somewhat inside the target line.
Yeah.
As best as we can capture it. Is that what's straight? The shaft, a little more to the right.
And it's still inside.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking at this angle, that didn't seem like I had quite as straight as it should be. So, and it's a bit inside and coming out this way. So, part of what we want to look at doing is trying to get you to maintain your spine angle. One way to do that is work on not letting the head raise up. Okay. Another way to work on that is when you go to rotate into your backswing, make sure you're focused on getting your left shoulder down as opposed to getting your arms up. Okay, it's just the movement of the shoulders into the downward position, and letting the hands remain where they were. Okay. do that without letting the hands go more vertical, it should help you get on a flatter swing. So we're going to work on a couple of drills for get the feel of rotation, and then use a thing that's going to help you not help you not raise your head, and see if we can't get you rotating more and get that flatter swing without the head movement. And if you've already started working on that on your own, that's great.
Yeah.
We'll get there even quicker.
I changed my setup.
Okay. But back when you were saying you wanted to have your shaft at address being more straight up and down as opposed to more forward lean, that really isn't going to get you to do this. You need that forward lean to help to trap the ball and press the ball and get what you should be able to get out of your gloves. So, okay, so we've got this angle, we've got the head, we've got the shoulder turn, and just trying to do the rotation. Okay, but let me show you one more thing, just to look ahead a little bit. Let's go ahead and run. You see how he pretty much stays parallel. Right there. Let me go back just a hair. See where his club head is, the position that it's in his hands. Yours. Now, see where your hands are in relation to your body? And see where your club is, okay? Again, this is high definition, so we're getting more frames. But see how turned over your club face is?
Yeah.
How close it is?
Yeah.
So with pulling up out of your spine angle like that, you have to really work hard to get something back down to the ball. And you notice that a lot of those shots when we were doing this were going left, okay? So you're catching the ball off the toe, turning the hands over early, trying to get down to the ball, as opposed to staying down and just sweeping through with a nice impact compression. Okay. So, but you had to do that because you're standing up taller now, okay, as opposed to being able to just stay down low and be on top of the ball.
Okay.
All right. Look good?
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's take a minute here, and then we'll go on out and get to work.